Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Speaking of frauds.
I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, man, and every time there's a camper in the corner with a sniper just picking me off, every time I'm like, fucking Doc Rivers.
And people are like, why are you saying trade Embiid? And then I'm like, that's the only asset that's going to get us back on the map. Like, you saw what they got for Rudy Gobert. And I'm not saying at the trade deadline. I'm saying if we lose in the second round again, or we're in the play-in tournament, something crazy happens, like I'm done after this year. If we fail, I'm done. Like, we got to rebuild. That's where I'm at, because I'm sick of doing the same thing. And if he gets injured again, I'm definitely done. It's like, it's that simple. I don't get how that's negative. That's just being facts.
I've had my fair share of rants on people that just don't want to hear the cold hard truth about sports. They want to, they have the t-shirts and the posters and the pom-poms, and they just want, if you're not yay go Sixers, they think you're negative and you're not a real fan and you need to go root for somebody else, and on and on and on. But it's really just us watching the game and telling it, saying what we think we see. If you agree with it, cool. If you don't, go watch something else. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's a good take, because it's getting to the point where you have to. It's in the near future. That decision, that would be a major decision, a major franchise decision. That would be a top 3 decision in the history of the franchise. Do you trade Joel Embiid? And so it's not going to, I wouldn't say this season, but I don't even think you're going to have to worry about the Sixers making that decision, because if they lose again in the second round, I think Joel Embiid's going to be the one that says, you know what? I'm about to be 29. This 8 years went by like the snap of my finger. I know the next 8 years is going to go by like the snap of my finger, and I don't want to end my entire career with nothing. I don't want to end this, okay, I was in Philly the whole time trying and hoping they put the right pieces around me, and that's all I did. And, I was great. I have historic numbers. I have stat lines that nobody's ever put up before. But does he want to be next to Wilt Chamberlain, Moses Malone, and these other guys? You have to have the rings. And he wants to win. That's why he's as good as he is. That's why every player's dream is to get to the NBA Finals and win a championship, because the whole reason they started playing sports in general is because they have a competitive fire inside them. So just because you get to the NBA, aside from Ben Simmons, just because you get to the NBA doesn't mean you're content and you don't care anymore. They just want to win every day. That's why they're playing the sport in the first place. So yeah, if you go 8 years, you're not winning. I mean, look at Kevin Durant right now. He won with the Warriors, but he knows it was a fake ring. He was never happy about it. He's out here making fake Twitter accounts, defending himself. He doesn't feel good about that fake ring. I know he doesn't. He wants to win probably worse now than he did when he was in OKC, because he wants to prove to people that he can really do it, not just hopping on the backs of a championship level team already. So yeah, I think Joel Embiid, 8 years in Philly, would be like, listen, I want out. I gave you guys 8 years. I gave it everything I had. Yeah, I wasn't healthy the whole time. Yeah, these injuries pop up here and there, but you can't say I didn't give it everything I had. Yeah, sometimes, some seasons I, roller skated around the first 10 games and like danced and like, did some Fortnite dances on the court or whatever I was doing instead of getting rebounds and playing defense. But like for the most part, I gave it everything I had. I put up historic stat lines. I was one of the greatest centers, one of the greatest players to ever put on a Sixers jersey, one of the greatest centers to ever play basketball in the NBA. You got to trade me now because I gave you enough time. So I'm out. And I think if it happens this season, Joel's going to say, listen, you got to give me, because he's going to get to the point, and I think he got to this point this past offseason, where he has demands. You know what I mean? You have to show me this for me to want to stay here. So you got to show me this. If it happens again, he's going to say, listen, you got to give me a new coach, a new energy, and you got to show me what your plan is for me to, or just get rid of me because I'm done with this. I seriously think Joel Embiid would be the one. If that happens again, if we lose again in the second round, I think Joel will be the one that forces a trade.
Yeah. There's still a chance where he can go nuclear and get really hot come playoff time, kind of like the Phillies did. So there's still that chance, but I'm at the point where I'm not believing in this team till I see it because it's been year after year. Like, I'm not getting my hopes up at all. They can win as many regular season games as they want to win. And by the way, they're probably going to go on a winning streak because Embiid's playing very well and he can dominate like that. And Maxey hasn't even been playing well. So if he starts playing well next to Embiid, they can beat the Bucks one game. They can go on a little win streak. But once again, unless like there's an offensive system change and things like that, I doubt I'm going to jump back on the Sixers bandwagon and be like, oh yeah, this team's they're beating the Bucks and the Celtics. Nah, I doubt it. I'm at the point where I have to see them literally win the second round and then win the next round before I believe in this team.
Yeah, like I said, this Friday is gonna tell us a lot. But of course, you're without James Harden, so that'll always be, well, we don't have James back. We don't have James back. Yeah,
they'll win. Definitely,
they will win. Anytime I think they're gonna lose, they win. Anytime I think they're gonna win, they lose. Oh yeah, I wanted to say, you said he could go nuclear in the playoffs. Look at that Jazz game. He dropped a stat line that has not been done before, and they won by what? 5 points? So, against really strong playoff teams, Joel Embiid could have a 60-point, 12 rebound, 10 assist, 9 blocks, and still lose. You didn't get anything from anyone else. So, it was a cool performance, but in the back of my mind, I was like, I was admiring it, but it was fun to watch. Trust me, I love watching, just insane historically athletic performances. But I was also like, this ain't sustainable. we need something else moving forward. Joel can't drop 59 every game. So yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, Romp, thanks for coming through, man.
Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Speaking of frauds.